Hey, hopefully, we're live again.
I'm guessing we are. We've got a friend here today. We've got
Cow features again.
Our usual friend here.
Yeah. And you've already been causing trouble today, haven't you? You've already been causing trouble, trying to terrorise Lois, haven't you? Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know. Are you going to start us off for the day, Sally, or? Oh, we've got some nice stuff to talk about today. Actually, there's quite a lot, isn't there, that's been going on? And interesting stuff, which is great. We love interesting stuff.
An exciting week for rats. If we kick off with rats in the news, we've got some really special news, but Lewis is far more of an expert at this news than I am. So I'm going to start off with something that's slightly historical for rats in the news. We're going to talk about Rattus Rattus, which
rats
is the...
around the world.
Yeah, rats around the world, not rats in the news.
Rats in the know.
I haven't even had a drink yet. I wish I had. Rattus Rattus, the black rat, was the original rat that populated Britain. It was first documented in taxonomy in 1758. It's really hard to do this. They originated in tropical Asia and was spread worldwide due to the passage of ships. When people started to explore the world, so did the rats, given that they're really nosy animals. They would store away on the ships and eat all their food, and also spread some really nasty diseases. Rats are resilient, and they're called vectors actually. They're able to harbour and carry a number of really horrid diseases without actually getting ill themselves.
I've forgotten to get it up. Bear with me. Carry on. Sorry.
Just excuse me while Lewis presses a few buttons.
No, I was going to have a picture, so I was...
You got a picture?
Well, I was going to get a picture of Rattus Rattus up, because I knew you were going to talk about them, and I've always been fascinated with the fact that Rattus Rattus looks nothing like a rat. I think we're probably selling this to the wrong audience, because most people, I'm sure, already know all this, but I find most fascinating that it was them that carried the plague. But it's our rats that get the stick for it. Well, technically. Well, go on. You're the expert in this.
If you'd like me to carry on,
I would.
Given that they're so resilient and that they're vectors that can provide vessels for horrible diseases, the rats themselves didn't actually spread the plague, so it was a little bit misinformed. It was the fleas that would bite the rats that would then contract the disease and run off and bite humans. And it's worth remembering that in the 17th, 18th, even 19th century, humans were probably a lot dirtier than rats were because they had a bath about once a year. So there was really quite a lot of opportunities for rats to spread these diseases and then get the blame for it. Unfortunately, the stigma has continued in current day life, and the brown rats that we know, Rattus norvegicus, they actually get the blame for it all. So when people keep pet fancy rats, like a lot of us do, people will go, "Oh, how could you? Oh, you're going to get germs. They're going to kill you."
Look at that. Oh, it's a plague rat.
Yeah, they'll spread the plague. When in reality, they weren't guilty at all. In fact, when they took over around about the 17th, 18th century, it was because the black rat ran out of places to live. They used to live in thatched roofs, and because wooden structures were used for most houses, they had plenty of opportunities to nest. They're called arboreal, so that's like an animal that might live in a tree. And unfortunately, in the industrial era, unfortunately for them, people started to build houses that were a lot more robust, that couldn't get into the roofs anymore. And the Norway rat saw its chance and ate all the food and killed all the black ones. However, there is a colony that are believed to still be alive in the Outer Hebrides, the Isle of Shiant. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Linda McPherson might correct me on that. But there is still a colony there who are living wild.
Bob said stream not working.
Bob
said stream not working.
Oh?
Stream not working.
Ooh.
Stream not working.
Right.
Let us know, Bob, because it's saying it seems to be working here. I can't see anything up.
It's saying poor connection.
YouTube seems to always do that.
A
bit juddery. Just looking. This is where our bloody our internet here is not great, is it? I'll be honest. There's only really two providers in the UK, and we're stuck with the one who
we've got the crap one.
We've got the crap one. Let us know if it gets any better, Bob, because from what I can see, it seems to be working all right on Facebook. So this could just be a YouTube being awkward thing. We'll carry on because I'm sure it will be saved regardless, even if this ends up not streaming properly. This is what you always get with live. It's a pain, isn't it?
That's all right. I think if we'll carry on as normal.
We'll carry on. I was going to share a picture of said Rattus Rattus.
We don't care, do we?
Yeah. Do you know what I've always found fascinating? That they're not actually black, are they?
Some of them were black and some of them were brown. And I also read earlier that when they were bred for showing, in around the 1920s, people actually started to show them like the show and rat shows nowadays, and they bred a strain that was almost green. So yeah,
green?
They do. Yeah,
wow.
green rats. Yeah, so they do vary in colour.
That's really, really odd.
Get off me drink.
She's just being a sod. I suppose that's part of the enjoyment that people have is watching her be a cowbag.
Sally.
Very
She's
odd.
Gone. Right.
She's
okay.
gone. Never mind. Should we move on? Maybe we should roll the intro.
I think that's a good idea. We can get this back as well.
Let's get that back and
Ta-da!
roll the intro. I'm just looking at the various information on the two streams I can see, and Facebook's seems to be much better at this. You wouldn't assume that. You'd assume that it'd be YouTube that would be better at the live streaming, but they're both getting the same data, and Facebook's doing better. It's really strange. Very weird. Well, if anyone can let us know if it seems to be working fine or not, that would be great. It's really hard to make changes when you've done all this, but it very much depends on your internet connection. Shall we move on to news?
News. That's your bit.
It's my bit. So I was looking, and you'd seen it on TV, but I had seen it just listed on BBC News. I was like, oh. An article that BBC News did, that the RSPCA have, over the last, so this is 2018, all of 2018, rescued more than 4,000 exotic animals from across England and Wales. And they've said that included, I've got some stats here, 500 snakes, 300 turtles, 145 bearded dragons, 5 raccoon dogs, 4 marmosets and a wallaby were all rescued. And there's a quote that I saw, stop chewing. Oh, you can chew that, that's fine. It was a quote from Larissa Butler, and she owns a corn snake called Trevor, and her quote was, and this is on the BBC News article, I thought it was really, really good. I think a lot of people don't research enough. Some breeders and shops aren't very responsible in how they produce the animals or sell them. It's really sad that penalties for mistreating exotics aren't as harsh as they are for other pets. Now, the last bit I don't know if I agree with, because I think the penalties are pretty similar across the board for any animal. I don't think they treat it differently. But it really does ram home, the why we try and do what we do with the pouchies, what the society tries to do, what all of us who run the society try and do, is to stop this from being another statistic, including the pouchies, because we know it to happen. We help with that, but it is that just people don't do the research, do they?
No.
And we don't want any of these animals to become statistics like these.
I think in addition to which, we got Arthur from Belgium. He was our first rat. And don't climb on the door handle, you idiot. Go on, Sally. And they don't come cheap. They're not cheap animals to buy. We paid between £200 and £300 for all of ours, not including the travel costs for the ones who got from...
I've just worked out why YouTube wasn't working.
Why?
I forgot to hit go live.
You forgot to hit go live. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, is that now working? I'm getting excellent. I am sorry, YouTube people. This is my bad. This is my bad. I forgot to hit stream.
Oh. Never mind.
Well, to be honest, you haven't missed a lot. What I'll do is I will get the full video that streamed to. Do you know this is because you know what I'm saying about Facebook. Facebook has this nasty habit of as soon as it hits the time that you should start, it just starts, and YouTube doesn't. And so I'm sitting there concentrating on the mistake we made last fortnight when Facebook just started streaming. And I was like, oh geez, we're not ready. Completely forgot to hit that on there. So yeah, my bad. Well, I'll recap for Twitter. We'll quickly. The last thing we were just talking about was recent RSPCA article that there was more than 4,000 exotic animals across England and Wales in 2018 that were revealed to have been rescued. And yeah, it's a ridiculous number, but we were saying essentially how this is with the pouchies. It's exactly what we try and prevent. Exactly, we don't want them to be one of these statistics, but yeah, absolute pain.
Yeah, these are. I was also saying at the point where we discovered it wasn't working.
That's my bad.
Was that these are particularly vulnerable for financial exploitation. We paid between £200 and £300 for all of ours, which I think is a fair price. It's not too much, not too little. There are people selling them for as much as £500 in the UK at the moment, and that's probably due to their rarity. So if people can get hold of a pair and breed them, then happy days. They've got quite a nice little bit of pocket money on the side. The problem with these guys is that they're not like fancy rats. Fancy rats, you can what's called line breed. So you can put a mother to a son, or you can put a niece to a nephew, and quite easily get a healthy strain of animals that look and behave the way you want them to. But this has come about from over 100 years of fancy rat breeding. These guys in this country, it's all relatively new to everybody, and you've got to outcross, which is why we ended up bringing some in from Germany. So it's not an easy thing to do. If people are in it just for the money and putting any old pair together, they're going to be ill. They get epilepsy, they get skin problems, they get joint problems, and they don't live very long. So that is really what we decided we wanted to try and do something about, to give people a choice of an animal that's been ethically raised and hopefully healthy.
I'm going to do another, just if anyone's watching on YouTube and it is working, do let us know, because some of the settings I changed, which was recommended to me, was one of the resolutions, and YouTube's complaining about that now. So it could be that YouTube just doesn't work this week, and if that's the case, we'll take the video, we'll upload it onto YouTube manually. These things happen. We move on. There was another piece of news that was off the back of that. So I'm gathering, year end, the RSPCA have put all their information together for the year, and they've consolidated it all, and they've shared some. And the RSPCA, and this was specific to Wales. And this was one that you found, wasn't it? Do you want to talk about that?
It was. The convictions in Wales are at a 5-year high, with some people being caught thanks to social media. It's not all bad, is it? Due to the rise in smartphones, people are seeing cruelty happening on the streets and elsewhere, and they're filming it so that they actually have proof. And we suspect that this is why the figures are showing up as being higher than they have been before. In reality, things have probably been going on for a long, long time and not been addressed. So even though it sounds like they're at a 5-year high, actually what's probably happened is that they're at a 5-year high of people being convicted and caught for these things. So it's not all bad.
This is what jumped out at me. I assume that it's not that anything's changed. It's not that there's more cruelty now. I mean, the words they used, I don't know if... the charity, this was specifically, the RSPCA said this was a year of... 2018 was a year of unimaginable cruelty. Now, I can't imagine that
I can't believe it's been any different from 2017 or... No, yeah, that's right, because awareness is being raised, like a lot of other things. It appears more common. A lot of these were with domestic animals like cats and dogs. It's not pleasant reading, but it's something, again, that I wondered if people had any opinion on. Is it becoming more common, or is it just that we're being made more aware?
Well, either way, the fact that people are being, the numbers of convictions have rose is a good thing. I mean, it should be zero. There should be none of it, but that's never going to happen.
But the fact that catching more people can only be a good thing, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I wrote down some examples, and actually, I don't even want to say them.
I don't want to talk about them
because it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't.
No.
And this and the last article rams home why we're so Why we're so funny about looking after these guys.
We're so passionate.
If one of these
are.
if one of these happened to, I mean, any of them, you know, whether it was one of ours, whether it was anyway, it really gets to you if it's an animal you're so passionate about.
Yeah.
And while you're sitting there jumping up my leg, you little cow bag. Right?
Yeah, so it comes back to the reason that we're trying to breed them. It's not to make a fast buck. We don't particularly need it, but we are very committed to giving these animals a good start in life and hopefully finding really good homes for them. So that's the intention. Oh, look at her. Yeah. She's licking all the sweat off your head.
Oh, she just loves kisses.
Gross animal.
She's becoming a bit of a follow bug. She sort of follows me around the house now. If I go into a room, she'll follow me and... yeah, like
Hello.
No animal I've ever known.
Get out from up my nose. I don't like it.
She's still got this nose thing.
I don't like it. Anyway, it's been another big news week for other reasons. Anyone has probably heard that there's a new film out, and you went to see it last night.
Oh, this is we couldn't have timed this stream better because the internet has been all over it, and and do you know what's great is when I think something in my head at the time, and everyone else is collectively across the world thinking the same thing, and it's something that I know a lot about. And something that we know a lot about, and that is obviously the new Avengers film. Now that it came out, I think it was the day before at midnight. But so I went to see it last night, which I think ties in around the time it was released in the US as well, because they were a little bit later than us. And so I won't be doing any spoilers, no spoilers, because I don't think that's fair, just in case someone hasn't seen it. But there's a bit that we will talk about. And because you're not into the Avengers at all, if you've never watched any of them, you just grimace when I talk about it. But I am like fanatic about it. I'm the biggest geek on the planet, and if it's anything, whether it's Star Wars or the Avengers, I'm all over that. And so for anyone who does know the Avengers or has been watching them, they'll know that in the last film. Well, in the last Ant-Man film it was, and you did watch. You did watch the first Ant-Man. You didn't watch the second one, so you wouldn't quite get
Under Duress.
Under Duress, and what did you think?
It was all right.
It was all right. See, at the very end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, you see Scott Lang goes into. So I'll put it in layman's terms for somebody who doesn't, so you can find the how funny it is. Don't roll your eyes at me. Okay, so at the end of the film. Scott Lang, who's Ant-Man, you know who Ant-Man is, he goes through a quantum tunnel into the quantum realm, which is basically he gets shrunk down so small. And the quantum realm is like a completely different place, yeah? And he gets stuck there because just as that happens... don't! Just as that happens, the events of...
It's rubbish.
You're meant to be... It's not crap.
Just carry on. I won't distract you anymore.
Just as that's happening, the other Avengers film, Infinity Wars, is happening. And during that film, everyone gets... half the population of the universe get wiped out with a click of a finger by Thanos. Come, this is for your benefit.
No, I'm listening.
No, you're not. You're playing with her.
I'm keeping her quiet while you talk.
You're not. You're just ignoring me.
No, I'm not. I didn't realise it. I thought you were talking to the people.
I need to get
not
this.
Not me.
I'm trying to explain it to you as well.
Okay,
and I need to do this to get to the rat point that you'll find funny. So anyway, they're all pretty much screwed at the end of it. Thanos disappears, and they're all half the universe has been wiped out. And the only way that there's any possible way of being saved is if Scott Lang can come back from the quantum realm. But there's no one knows he's there. Everyone assumes he's dead. Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking. This is generally what it's like me trying to explain anything to her. Right, in the film, picture this last night, I'm in the cinema, and you've got the van has got the quantum tunnel he's gone into.
Yeah.
Well, imagine he's stuck somewhere. Let's simplify this even more. He's stuck somewhere. He can't get out. No one knows he's there. People found a van. They've chucked it away. It's stuck in like a storage lot somewhere. And you see this rat wandering around inside this truck. And it just happens to walk over the button that lets him out the quantum realm.
So the rat saved the world.
So the rat releases Scott Lang, who knows how to reverse everything that's been done. He has the idea that leads to the entire rest of the film. So that took longer than it should have done to explain.
Okay.
But so what the internet's going mad about, I've got, I just did a quick search to see how widespread this has got, and you can sort of see how the most important character of the Avengers is a rat. Celebrating the unsung saviour of the world. Technically,
that's really sweet, actually.
If it wasn't for that little rat stepping on that button, then all the events in that film couldn't have taken place, and everyone would have stayed dead. So, I mean, I'm not going to spoil any of the film, because I think in the trailer we all knew that Scott Lang would come back. But just the made it so that a rat was kind of the unsung hero, that little rat.
And it's so nice that rats are getting a good press for a change instead of
I mean,
being mean and evil.
When
and
I saw it first
dirty
of all, I thought, are they using it to kind of poke fun at the place being really gross and dirty and run down because all the humans are all gone and the rats taking over? But no, they were. Well, I don't know what they were implying, but I thought it was pretty good. Now, I desperately looked all of today to try and find a picture. Now, it's really hard to get a picture of a film that's just come out. Any clip or anything, obviously. So I was desperately trying to find a picture of this rat. And the best I found, see if you think this possibly resembles, is... I may introduce Ratman.
That's Ratman.
This is what people are calling. They're saying Ratman, like Ant-Man, Ratman, Iron Man, who saves the world.
Oh.
So,
now, if Ratman was in one of the actual films and there was a film about Ratman, I'd definitely go and see it.
Judging by like
they're
some
missing
of the things
a trick
they come
there.
up with, some of the things they come up with is it's quite funny. But I thought that was and people actually went in the cinema when it come on. People went oh. So if you haven't seen it, keep your eye out for it. It's early on in the film. And it's I thought it was quite a good. It's just got the internet talking about rats, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, when it's time for it to be more general and open to the public, I hope somebody puts that clip on YouTube, because
it's bound to end up on YouTube.
That is the only bit I will watch.
It sounds good. It's a very quick sort of. But everyone's. I watched a couple of live streams today of people analysing the film and talking about it, and they're all saying, and we all know who the unsung hero is. We all know who really saved everyone, and it was the little rat. So I thought that was.
That is really sweet. That's lovely.
Yeah, I thought so too. What else have we got today?
Oh, we've got two pouches fighting downstairs. I can hear them squeaking.
I can hear someone have an argument, and being that we've only got one pair together,
that's going to be.
We kind of know who that's probably going to be.
Arthur and Alice.
Oh, yes.
Right.
We could do a quick. I mean, it's typical that we just reached our big 500 subscribers on YouTube, which, all right, compared to some of the other YouTube channels, that's nothing. That's a penny in the ocean.
No, it's big. It's big for us. We're a tiny sort of niche area without, masses of people being interested in particular. And I think 500 it was a really nice surprise when that came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
thank you, everybody.
We try and organise together to do more. I mean, I think a lot of it's community driven. It's hard to really make good videos out of community videos because you've got to get permission, you've got to edit them, put them together. But some of the videos we've done, I mean, it comes down to me having the time to sit there. It does take a look. Some of the videos on our channel, I mean, especially the animated ones, which ironically are the ones that actually haven't had that many views. They take hours to do. I mean, I could easily spend an entire day making them videos. Come here, Sally, you butthole. No, come here.
Excuse us.
She's a pest.
You're a pest.
Compared to, I think our best viewed video, or most viewed video, was one that I filmed on the off chance, holding the camera up straight, not even on its side, not planned, nothing. So it just shows.
It was Arthur opening his presents.
Yeah, that's had the most.
Predict. And it wasn't edited particularly or dressed up or rehearsed at all. It was just spontaneous, and perhaps that's the way we've got to go, really.
Well,
it's not harmful. There's room for both.
There's room for both. I mean, I think the edited videos are very good at getting information across. It's really hard to do that in a kind of an ad hoc video, but. I mean, I'm up for doing more. It's hard to find what people want them about, especially when it comes to these guys, because we've done some about food and diet and some of the dreary ones where it's just me talking. And we tried different things. I tried some ones where it's me doing a voiceover. We tried some text on screen ones. We even tried some computerized voice ones. And there's no real difference between them.
No.
In terms of what people seem to like.
Well, if people have got any really good ideas about content, would be happy to try and put some together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do fire them over and say I'd love to see a video on A, B, and C, because I'll find the time to do something if I know that people really, really want it.
Excellent.
Is there any other news?
We've got some lovely baby news, actually. Early Monday morning, came downstairs to check on the rats. Prior to that, 3 or 4 days beforehand, Lolo had an argument with a rat husband, Bob, and basically thrown him out the cage. Poor old Bob, he doesn't know if he's coming or going, literally. And a few days afterwards, Bank Holiday Monday, Lolo had a litter of 3 babies. 3 babies. When normally she'll just have 1, so she's really blessed us this time. And it's been in her favour and in the baby's favour because they're all doing brilliantly.
They're all big and fat.
They're really big and fat. Bit too young to be showing you tonight because they're just a little bit too young to be leaving their mum, and they're just feeding all the time. She's being an excellent mum, really attentive, and possibly next week we'll be able to bring them up and show you. They've all got homes. Boy and a girl. Two boys and a girl.
2 boys and a girl.
Yeah. So we're thrilled, obviously, really enjoying having them around, and very, very proud of Lolo and what she's given us.
I think so. I think she's done really well.
She's marvellous.
Oh, I was just gonna try and get up some comments because there's bound to be comments on YouTube on Facebook that I can't see. But this is not going to load for me. No, so that's I was just seeing, did anyone put any comments that we were going to do, but I can't. When the stream starts, it makes everything really, really slow, so it's really hard to make any web pages load, which is why I try and preload them all beforehand. Are we pretty much unpouched?
I think we are unpouched.
I think there is.
What do you think, Sally? Have you got anything to say for yourself? Only that. Look how big she's getting. Look. Size of her, what a chunk.
No, I think we had a drop out there. Very odd.
Okay.
As it seems to be, we really need a faster internet connection for this. It's frustratingly slow. I mean, I don't know what most people get, but we barely get about 40 megabits.
It's where we live. It's pretty remote, so.
I think the YouTube thing, I need to reconfigure some stuff. Besides the point,
yeah,
I need to.
We can talk about that another time.
Yeah. I will say, for everyone who has subscribed on YouTube, thank you for getting us to 500 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's not like the stage where we're going to end up with a thing on the wall or anything like that, like some of the bigger channels. But do you know what? I don't care because I don't want masses of people obsessed about pouches. I just want the right people to have an avenue for exploring and learning about them.
Absolutely, I agree. And we just want to get unpouched every 2 weeks and share a bit with the wider world. So thank you for dropping in.
We'll probably mention about where we've had the babies. We were talking about, and this was the wider community, not just Claire and I. We're just talking on the videos, but the best way of people applying for babies or thing. And we always said that we didn't like the idea of a waiting list because a waiting list implies you get your name on a waiting list and you get one, and that wouldn't be fair because there's so much involved in us deciding who they go to. That we're probably going to do like an interest form because the babies we've had up to now, we've had, because no one else at the moment has been having it, have been to go to people mainly to set up more of a breeding network, which is what we originally wanted to do, just to get some in the hands of people who are experienced to start organising a proper breeding programme. Yeah. But as time moves on this year, we're probably going to get to the point that we can start offering them out elsewhere.
It's a good chance actually to mention that we don't operate in isolation. It's not just us that does this. We've got a committee for the National Pouched Rat Society full of really good, really reliable people that we talk to online via Facebook chat mostly, almost every night. So
we're in constant contact.
Decisions that are made aren't just us.
No.
It's all done properly.
He probably sees it because I think me and you are the only ones that are attention whores enough to put. Me. I think I'm more likely to put face out there and videos and stuff than you are, but I think someone needs to do it, and I think
she's got something.
I think plus we've got the knowledge to do it a bit more and the time possibly.
We're learning all the time. I think that's the main thing that we would stress. We don't profess to be experts, but we're all learning together.
Yeah, as a team. Yeah. I think that's us unpouched.
I am totally unpouched. Have a lovely weekend, everybody, and thanks for joining.
Yeah, I will download this from Facebook and upload to YouTube, so it is viewable, but it won't be live. But yeah, bad me. Slap me on the hand. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.